Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Here for your Monday. Coming off of a very eventful weekend for everybody, especially for Bird and Denny's, who went to my hometown of Logan for a Bigfoot festival. Loved the festival. Loved the Walmart that was there that had the big old Bigfoot aisle. Got like $400 worth of Bigfoot stuff.
I did.
Guys, checked out the Hocking Hills. Went to Old Man's Cave and Ash Cave. Got to see some of the beauty around that area.
Had a lot of fun.
That's nice. Didn't get your ass kicked. That's all good.
Your dad was such a fun person to be around.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy spending time with him.
Yeah, he's a jovial gentleman.
I'm working on a video right now. I posted a bunch of stuff. This one personally is my favorite one out of all the videos because he's showing me around your house. We go through your toys. He's showing me the dogs. I see some of your old photos on the wall.
Oh, yeah. There's some sweet photos there.
So that'll be dropping today, and I'll make sure it's on all of our social media.
And it was cool. Thanks, everybody that came up. You had all kinds of people that went up there and checked it out. We had Jim and April. They came down from Canton, Ohio. And there they are.
They were awesome. We got to hang out with them. I was sad because we were talking, and then I said I'm gonna go into the shop really quick. And I think they thought I was leaving or something. I was gonna go in there and come back and say goodbye to them, but when I came out, they were gone.
Aww.
But I enjoyed hanging with them.
Okay, and there they are out front of the Shamrock. I know you got to get in there and check out the Shamrock with the big crew.
I did.
Did you get your drink on?
I did. I had, I think, a couple drinks at the Shamrock. By the time I got to the Shamrock, it was about 10:30.
Okay.
10 o'clock.
Well, that's when the Shamrock's getting hot.
I don't know.
No, it looked pretty quiet. In fact, you know what? The Shamrock, it's not the one that I grew up knowing.
Okay.
So it's a different one. The Shamrock was in a shitty building that I think they've torn down now. And so this is kind of like the new Shamrock, and it looked kind of like a regular normal bar like you might see around here. It looked kind of nice.
It was too nice to be shitty Shamrock. It was not what we were expecting. In fact, Logan was nice. Logan's a nice area.
It is. It is a quaint little town. There's a photo of the whole crew there for Friday night if you're watching KVJ TV.
Yeah, I mean, we just got off the plane.
Yeah.
We're definitely...
There's Jim and April up front of it. Yeah.
A little toasty.
You also got a whole bunch of other people showing up, like Rob and Sue from Seattle. There they are on KVJ TV.
They were awesome as well.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So they came in. You can see Motor City Mongo. He came in. He's got his KVJ show license plate and the flag out front of Peach Crossing there.
Okay.
Had a great time with him as well.
Candace came up from West Palm. So
she was awesome. They all were great.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff.
There was no dicks that showed up, Virginia. Dicky people don't show up to something like that. Only the cool people would show up to something like that.
I love it.
So there you go. So very successful weekend up there. So thanks to everybody that came and checked that out.
The Pizza Crossing pizza was shit, but other than that, everything was 100%.
Oddly enough, and if I had to say what would probably be the most, I felt like Pizza Crossing probably was the best odds. If you just said like one thing, either the whole festival is going to be shit or the pizza, I would have figured, it's going to be the festival, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
odd little twist.
Pizza Crossing was such a letdown.
Maybe either I've changed or they've changed. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a great question. The Lokes seem to like it.
Okay.
Although, you know what, though? Think about it. I was talking to a lot of people. They all kind of had it's good.
Oh, okay. It was it was kind of half-hearted.
Kind of.
Maybe
the more
it's
that
really
I think
fallen
about
off.
it.
I think they have new owners and everything, so maybe it's not what it used to be. So who knows? Well, at least now you know. If you ever go to Logan,
I feel bad.
We got to remove our endorsement for the Pizza Crossing. Go somewhere else.
I mean, it was earth-shattering news. I couldn't believe it.
Go to Old Dutch Restaurant. They got delicious fried bologna sandwiches.
Okay.
That might be more the speed. So anyway, got a couple things that maybe you checked out over the weekend. Watching-wise, somebody sent in an email saying, I finally checked out Cocaine Cowboys. I don't know what took me so long. What a great documentary.
That was good.
Yeah, Billy Corbin does a great job. Corey just watched that. He said, I'm mad I waited this long. Great recommendation. Yeah, Billy Corbin does good stuff. In fact, I was thinking about, I think I might watch his All About the U that he done. It was an ESPN 30 for 30. And it's really good. It's about the old Miami Hurricanes when they were just dominant in college football. And they would knock somebody on their ass and they'd dance over top of them. They just were kind of thuggish, ruggish. And it was a really great era. And going to the Canes Fest on Saturday, I think there was a lot of Canes fans hoping that they might be soon be getting back to that. So they're recruiting very well. There's a lot of hype around the program. So, yeah, Billy Corbin, I don't think he does a bad documentary. They're all really solid. Somebody said, I got an idea for a new documentary, The Booty Crew, Where Are They Now?
Look, it sounds like there's some tension within the group.
No tension whatsoever.
Well, that's going to be a shitty documentary then.
Everybody's happy with each other, but yeah, everybody's lives have kind of gone different directions. And it's hard to keep your booty together.
Yeah.
You know?
Times change. Grow up, get responsibilities. It's crazy.
I would be interested in a booty crew project.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I gave you one, and you all shit the bed. I mean, we in fact we set aside a song aside for you all to dance to.
I know.
We practiced with it without the booty crew, and then they never showed up.
I couldn't get the booties there.
They had stage anxiety. One was working.
One was there, and she was too scared to come on
huh?
stage. Another one, same thing, there, too scared. Another one came late.
I don't know if I can tell you.
Yeah.
You need to get a new crew for the stage part, not for friends.
Angie thinks the project should be making the new Booty Crew. Okay.
Oh.
That's kind of what it all is these
New
days,
fresh
right?
booty.
Yeah.
Fresh booty sounds
New
fun.
crew. Yeah.
You don't want the old tired booty?
You know what? Everyone just bring your ass. I don't care who you are. Just bring it on over.
Yeah. Somebody wanted to know, Becky had said, did anyone else watch Prey on Hulu? My father-in-law really wanted to watch that. He was asking about that when he came over the weekend. So I haven't, I think it was kind of like a sci-fi. It has something to do with Native Americans, and there's some kind of predatorial alien or something like that. I was like, what? It sounded odd.
I watched that one you told me to watch, Jay Bird, The Most Hated Man on the Internet.
Did you like it?
I did.
What a prick, right?
What a douchebag.
Yeah, some people do have, I believe this, they've got something in their eyeballs where you look at them and go, I'm not sure they're completely there. He kind of had that to me.
Totally.
He had
Distant.
soulless distant soulless eyeballs to me.
And what a fun journey that whole story was, and the ending is awesome. And
What were your thoughts of, and we don't have to go too in depth of it, your thoughts of Butthole Girl? Did you feel bad for her, or did you kind of say...
I felt bad for Butthole Girl. I was impressed by Charlotte Laws.
I was impressed by her.
She was amazing. I mean, talk about the power of a mom who is going to get it done. Mm-hmm. Her daughter had been profiled on that website that he did, Is Anyone Up? But it was like nude pictures of girls, and these girls hadn't signed off on these nude pictures of them being on this website, and the website was
messed up.
cruel.
Those people I feel bad for, but when people willingly send stuff in and willingly do that, now I'm not saying you can't feel bad about it, but it's like anything I've done on the air or publicly, I have to own that. Whether it's good, bad, or not.
You're going to get what you're going to get.
I don't like when people do stuff and then they go, I shouldn't have done that, as they're sending stuff too. That site was wrong. He was wrong. I'm talking more about Butthole Girl.
I think Butthole Girl was taken advantage of.
I'm not saying that she wasn't, but she also was.
She was young. She was intoxicated. She was vulnerable. I felt really bad for her.
I felt bad for a lot of people in the documentary.
Stephanie said that Most Hated Man on the Internet was really good. Great recommendation, Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
You nailed it. And then I finished watching that Tinder Swindler, too.
I didn't see that.
I loved that one, too. That
Okay.
was good.
Okay. Pretty good things about Prey. I guess it was the Predator Prequel. So they're there before the original, if you see the other Predator. So they're going up against Native Americans. And Michael said it is the best Predator movie yet.
Whoa!
Okay.
Better than Predator 2? Holy shitballs, that's a terrible movie.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh.
And another recommendation for The Sandman on Netflix. I don't know what that is. Okay. Thanks for all the recommendations. Yeah, I've got just, I think, 3 weeks left. Actually, probably 2, because I'm going to be in Chicago for 1. I won't be able to get any binge watching in, but football season's coming up, so got to put all the binge watching. So I got to cram. I got maybe 2 weekends left.
Push it, Kev.
Yeah. So I need to try to only the really good stuff. Got to try to get in. Starting to get some more emails about this. Melissa said, we saw the code. This weekend I was going through an old box of toys and I found an old space shuttle toy that I got from Kennedy Space Center when I was a kid. My 3-year-old son really seemed to like it, so he started YouTubing videos on space shuttle liftoff and how the space shuttles work. There was a sponsor from the video and they showed a series of zeros and ones code to explain the program. I guess we should be looking out for the man in the red coat. If you missed all that, there's apparently a code, numerical code, a lot of zeros and ones, and there's a thing going around TikTok that it means that you are going to be removed from the Matrix on like August 27th or something like that. Keep an eye out for the man in the red coat, and he'll give you directions.
I saw something that was fucking awesome, and I did not know this existed, didn't know this was even around. Back in the mid-'70s, Sesame Street did an episode where they had the Wicked Witch from Wizard of Oz do an appearance there. And the way the whole show starts is the main character, the human guy, is on the street, and all this bad weather is going down on Sesame Street. And he's like, oh, what is bad acting, by the way? Holy shit, I did not know Sesame Street was such bad acting back in the day. The broom falls and he catches it, and the witch appears. Now, this is an episode they banned it. They got so much hate from parents because of the Wicked Witch was on there. It horrified everybody. It was the lost episode. No one could ever find it, and it's now resurging on the internet, and I watched the episode last night.
Yeah.
Holy fuck balls, it's that creepy for kids.
Is it? Okay.
My gosh, yes, it is a bizarre episode. You don't know how it got greenlit, but they did let it go on.
Yeah.
And you're watching it going, oh my God, she was so fucking freaky.
Yeah.
Oscar the Grouch falls in love with her.
What?
It's a bizarre episode. If you hold on to the broom, she can't touch it either. If not, she starts to catch on fire.
My gosh.
Mr. Hooper's store, she puts a curse on it to where it rains in there. Yeah, kids couldn't watch it. They couldn't handle it. Parents fucking
Kids are melting down.
Yes, and it's now available on YouTube, and it is awesome. If you get a chance, watch it. But you can see why kids were horrified with it.
Okay. That does sound entertaining.
Yeah, there's a few episodes like that with a bunch of those kids shows where they aired back in the 70s and 80s, and they were so they couldn't air them again, and people are trying to watch them.
Oh, that's
Sesame
funny,
Street did not want this out.
Oh, wow.
Because they knew how twisted it was.
I wonder how anybody got their hands on it.
I don't know, but it is now up on YouTube.
I'll have to check that out. That sounds entertaining. Jody sent this in about D's Nuts. There is actually a brand, D's Nuts, sold at the checkout at Walmart. A dill pickle flavor, and they are delish. I love the chili, and Cracker, a.k.a. Jody, sent that in. All right, so, we were talking about that the other day because my 14-year-old son always is saying D's Nuts.
Rocco, too. Rocco loves saying D's Nuts.
So smart. I mean, you know what? The kids are marketing it for you.
They really are.
It's like nonstop.
That did come from Snoop, right? That's the origin of D's Nuts?
It's a great question. I don't know for sure.
Because I remember hearing it on the Chronic for the first time. He's doing the phone call. What's the name get back to you yesterday? Who's that? D's Nuts.
Oh, okay.
That's where I first heard it. I could be wrong, though.
D's Nuts. Okay. Yeah, I'd have to look that up because I don't know. I just heard Cannon
what is
talking
the
about it.
origin of D's Nuts?
I mean, isn't that where everyone heard that from?
Who's taking official credit?
And got this email from Shelly, and she said, there's also a Deets Nuts. So somebody's trying to get as close as they can. Deets Nuts. Beef jerky, pork jerky, meat bites, smoked sausage. So they got their whole little thing going on. Just a funny observation here says, remember a couple months ago, there were a few moments on air about the ads for Mitsubishi, and everyone was trying to figure out the correct pronunciation. Did the Mitsubishi dealership catch the bit and attempt to set the record straight? Because I noticed they were saying Mitsubishi in their new ads, and now they enunciate very clearly Mitsubishi.
There's two different commercials that run on this station. So there's a local dealership that has local people that do it. And then there's a national ad that runs that, of course, pronounces it the national way, Mitsubishi. I think it's the local people that call it Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi or whatever they say.
Yeah, I think it's Mitsubishi is what they were saying. And that's where they go, wait, somebody's like, wait, I thought it was Mitsubishi.
I think they might be doing it on purpose because they have a bunch of different guys, and all of the different guys that cut the commercial, they all say it wrong.
Okay.
So I think they're messing with us.
It may be. I mean, I guess you don't care as long as they come in and buy a car, right?
It gets your
Probably good
attention.
marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about that? They got us.
They did get us.
Pretty smart. Engineer Keith has a prank idea where you would take an inappropriate item and put it in the trunk of a car and then order curbside delivery with a hidden camera in there to get their reactions as they open up the trunk, and maybe there's like a big old fake butt sex toy or something like that sitting in there. Okay.
You could do a bunch of severed limbs, fake ones, of course,
Yeah.
with an
Let's
axe.
put the groceries right next to the foot, the severed foot, if you would.
That's good, clean fun. I like it, Engineer Keith.
Yeah.
And looking it up, D's Nuts did start with Dr. Dre.
I figured it did.
The first known usage of D's Nuts comes from The Chronic back in 1992.
So what's going to be a bigger moneymaker for him, Beats by Dre or D's Nuts?
I think these nuts, man.
It might be, yeah. Might pass it up. Let me see. You got a whole bunch of emails here. People looking for a little help and advice. This one says, I got a question. I've been with my boyfriend for 7 years. We've lived in the same apartment for almost that long. He is horrible with money and doesn't know how to save. I've been saving for that long, and I have a nice little nest egg. He spends a good chunk of his money on Red Bull and cigarettes.
Oh, boy.
Them ciggies are expensive.
I've been dying to move out of this apartment and into a house, but he keeps telling me he isn't ready. I don't think he's ever going to be ready. I know houses are expensive in Palm Beach County. I thought about investing in my parents' house and maybe adding a mother-in-law suite. It'd be cheaper than renting, but he doesn't want to do it. Totally understand not wanting to live with my parents, but that's why I'm adding a mother-in-law suite. I haven't even had his parents come up me and pretty much say that they couldn't live in an apartment like that for that long, and it takes a certain type of person to do that. I don't know whether this is a compliment or not. Do I stay in this apartment? Do I invest in my parents' house and add a mother-in-law suite? What would Virginia do?
Oh, boy. That's layered.
That is.
If you've got a partner that doesn't want to live in a house on the same property as your parents, I think you have to honor that. You know, maybe your partner's telling you that's a little bit too close for comfort. I mean, would you like to live?
But I think the only reason why she's doing the parents' house and wanting to go there is because he's not saving money, and she might get a better deal with that with her parents. It sounds like she's annoyed at the fact that he can't save money, she's saving money. This is a matters of the heart kind of a thing.
You need to be honest with him, though, about how you feel about the fact that he's not saving any money.
Well, I think she is. That's the problem. I think she said she is honest with him, right? And they're not.
Yeah, you're just, that's why I know a lot of people always love to move in together so fast. Big fans of it.
It's fucking, it's bunk, dog.
But it's just every time people do, it takes away so many options for you.
You should treasure your private space.
I swear to you, I do.
You should.
I love it.
And you should want that for as long as possible, because once you live with people, you have to make adjustments.
Well, I do feel like you can have a good relationship with somebody. Now, it's not traditional because most people think you got to move in with each other. I knew a couple that they both had separate places, but they were together for 35 years. They weren't married, but they were committed, and they got along great because they knew they needed a place of their own. He was a little bit messier. She wasn't. And those are the things that they didn't jive on, but the things that they did jive on it kept the relationship together.
Right. And you become resentful because you're seeing. I mean, first of all, I couldn't live it. The smoking would be tough for me, and maybe that's not a thing for you. But you got that. You got the money issue, and I think after a while you become a little bit resentful. And she put that in there for a reason. I mean, there's a tone. Like she's not dropping that just because of whatever.
Yeah, she's annoyed with him.
She probably doesn't like the cigarette smoking, and the Red Bulls are not cheap, and he spent a ton of money on that, and you're not set the same financially, and money is a huge issue with relationships. And so to me, you're making a relatively smart investment if you fixed up that mother-in-law suite, because one day that house might be yours, and now you've just fixed up something and you've made an investment that you can reap the benefits of later.
And I see what you're saying about not wanting to live with your parents, and that's a very valid point, but he's also being kind of a dick by not saving money. And if you guys had a pact with each other where you're supposed to both save money and one's not, that's fucked, no?
We think it's a breakup.
I mean, they're matters of the heart things. I don't see how you can. What that means, one person's got to compromise on something they really don't want to do.
And here's the thing: don't torpedo your future for a guy that's not on the same page with you when it comes to finances.
It sounds like you're settling for him too. You need to really look at that. Like, this guy is not aspiring to be on your level, so why are you willing to go down to his?
That's really it. That's when you live together and relationships work. You're right. You're like a team, and together you're contributing. And any team becomes dysfunctional if one of the players is not contributing. And any team that you have, it becomes dysfunctional. And relationships are definitely that way. You're just not set to the same standards in life. And look, he needs to find somebody that's all cool with smoking a Red Bull and spending your money on that, and you don't care about where you live. And
if you're a chain smoker and you smoke a lot, if you are that, you're spending a fuck ton of money on cigarettes, man.
Yeah.
They are not cheap. Cigarettes haven't gone down since the pandemic.
No.
And, Angie's saying, and she's right. These are combos that should have been had before moving in together, but it's never too late. Because you're living there doesn't mean that you're now tethered to this guy for life. You're not. Like, now would be a good time to say, hey, don't think we're on the same page here. And you don't necessarily have to break up, but I would say, I think it'd be better for us to have a little bit of space in how we live. I need to go in a different direction for me, for what I think's right financially, and you stay where you're at.
Sometimes people do have those convos, and they think they're going to. They love the person. They have the convo. They think that they're going to have a change of heart with how they're acting, and they don't. Sometimes you can't have that convo, and they can still be an asshole.
It's okay to put your own happiness above his.
Yeah.
Start thinking about you first.
Yeah, let's. The chat room is saying, don't save it. It's a breakup.
I think it's a breakup.
Love is dead. That's what
It's a move out for me, and then see what happens with the relationship. It'll probably fall apart, but you'd probably be better off.
This is not the guy you want to hold on to forever anyway. It doesn't sound like he's contributing on your level, and you need that.
Yeah, you're not putting yourself first, and you should be. Ryan from Lake Worth Beach said, I heard you guys talking about the rental assistance on the podcast last week, and I want to point out that the rental assistance is only for people whose name is on the rental agreement, and you also need a driver's license or government-issued mail linked to that address. So if you're one of the many people splitting rent, but your name isn't on the lease, don't expect to get any help. Honestly, I'm sure the rental assistance program will be a hot mess like everything else that the state does. 99.9% of the people around here in Lake Worth are normal people with normal jobs. Many are retired and living on Social Security. There's no Lamborghinis, no rooftop helicopter pads, or any signs of excess wealth. Most people in my neighborhood live paycheck to paycheck, and in many situations, day to day. It was cheap, and that's why we moved to Lake Worth in the first place. And now the other 0.1% are driving up the prices for the rest of us. They're buying smaller starter homes just to tear them down and build bigger, fancier houses. It is causing a mess in some of those older neighborhoods. I'm seeing that. You're having these gargantuan houses that are brand new right next to something that's kind of a little dumpy and shitty. It's making neighborhoods look really weird.
It is.
I'm noticing around where my wife's school is, around Dixie, you're starting to see that a good bit. And I guess it all catches up, but if you're in one of the smaller, shittier houses and you do have fixed income, you're starting to realize, man, I'm living in the small, shitty house on the block.
You feel even more shitty about your house.
Well, that's why Lake Park is such a weird town to me. You go through Lake Park and it's shitty house, decent house, fucking weird castle-looking house,
Yeah.
another weird castle-looking house,
Yeah.
shitty-ass house, decent house, weird castle.
Yeah, the
It's
neighbor-
odd.
the
Lake
neighborhoods,
Park is
yeah.
odd.
It's odd.
The neighborhoods are starting to look really weird and in so many different places that are a little bit older, but especially ones that are kind of close to the water. And, Lake Park's got that in a lot of places. I saw their mayor, I think, is just now about to resign. He's done a really good job for them. He's been in there the last 5 years.
All right, they need some fresh blood back in the old Lake Park.
He's done a really good job. Apparently, the whole city is thriving now because of this guy. So, yeah, going in there and
Go in
fucking all
there,
up.
mess it up.
They are doing really well though. All
Yeah.
kidding aside, because my buddy has that antique place.
Yeah.
They really have. Lake Park was hurting for a very long
Yeah.
time, and last I would say 7 years.
Yeah.
The mayor has done a great job.
They're hating this guy leaving. He's an attorney. He had his own business, and he thought it was kind of propped up, but the pandemic kind of knocked it down a bit. And he's like, he makes $10,000 a year as the mayor of Lake Park. And he's like, that's not enough to live on, clearly. So he's like,
That's it?
Yeah, he's like, I need to go back and start paying attention to my real business. And that's it. Yeah, I don't think a lot of these people make a ton of money. It's, you're like a civil servant. If you got a sustaining job that can keep you going, good for you. But if not, then I don't know how you afford to do it.
One of my buddies was trying to get on the town hall. Just to
Town
be-
council?
Town
Yeah,
council.
town
Yeah,
council. Yeah, and I'm trying to see if there's an opening for me too. You don't have to live in Lake Park to be on there because he lives
Okay.
he lives in Gardens. They're asking him, although he does have a business there, so maybe that has some. But I got my childhood there. Wouldn't mind being a little council member?
Okay.
Show up maybe once a year for a bit for the radio, and then not do any work.
Show up just in time to have a scandal.
Yeah, so anyway, Ryan was just kind of talking about what is going on in Lake Worth, and I was actually there on Saturday, and I popped in, and a business owner there is, he said the people that were in before were really good for business. He's not real keen on what they got going on in Lake Worth right now, apparently being sticklers and kind of, you either have little town governments that are pro-business and really helping these businesses thrive, or they just ticky-tack shit, and they wear them down with little fines or red tape and all this kind of stuff.
BS.
And it's just not business friendly. And then businesses will be like, screw it, I'm going to Boynton or somewhere else. I think Boynton right now is kind of thriving. They're doing very well. In Boynton, it's very business friendly. So anyway, he also said the other major issue is homeowners insurance. Absolutely. So I know a lot of people got a lot of things that are going on here. It's kind of a mess right now.
A lot of it's so annoying. And,
It is.
well, buying a house in general is just a big stressor, as you all know. There's a lot you got to be on top of and remember. And if you don't do this doesn't happen. It's fucking stressful.
Yeah. So there's a lot of scams in the insurance world going on. I know a lot of people are getting canceled from their insurance, and here you are going, hey, it's hurricane season. What the hell, man?
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, I the hurricane season coming up. I really, it's sink or swim for me. I have to get a new fence. I have to. If I have if Virginia pissed on my fence, this thing's gonna fall off. I think fall down.
Let's make a video.
Of you pissing?
I'll come over.
We already got a video of me, Kevin, and Denny's pissing. Let's get you on board.
That's right. Why don't you jump on in?
All right.
All right. Virginia's there. Okay, let me see. We got somebody say, longtime listener, been talking to this guy, and for National Girlfriend Day, he sent me flowers. The problem is I'm only used to toxic guys, and I've been with 2 toxic guys already. I don't believe that guys can be nice, and he's all the way in California because he's in the Marines. He's coming back for 2 weeks in October, so I want to get your opinion. Ashley from Vero. I think we had her on for Battle of the Generations this last week.
You got to let every guy prove himself or show you his toxicity. You can't let the guy pay for the sins of the last guy
Yep.
you dated. Clean slate, give every guy the chance. Maybe you've grown out of this toxic thing. I think a lot of younger girls date the bad boy. And, oh, he's so bad. He's so sexy. But then you realize, ugh, all that toxicity is unhealthy. I want a guy who treats me right and sends me flowers.
I always talk about that one Billy Joel song, Innocent Man, and the whole song's about how he's with a woman and she can't. All of the baggage from the other relationships are getting in the way, and he's paying for the other guy's sins. It's a great song. People do that though.
True.
And to act like you don't, I think it's how people protect themselves. If someone fucked you over a few times, you're going to be a little bit more guarded. Now, to your point, I think you're right. You can't live in that world. You got to give people a shot. But I do understand why people are that way.
Protect yourself, but let every guy start with a clean slate.
Walls. We got fucking walls, Virginia.
Jeff said, my wife and I have been married for 8 years. We got 2 beautiful kids. We're having a disagreement because I want a vasectomy and she doesn't want me to get one yet. Our youngest is 9 months old. I'm 1,000% sure I don't want any more children. I love my kids, but I miss my life before kids. I miss having money. We pay $400 a week for nanny for our youngest. I miss having free time, and I miss being able to go out without having to move mountains to get a sitter. How do I get my wife to get on board? Well, look, to me, having kids, you got to both be on board. And if one person is not, then don't. Because
if one person says no, the answer is no.
You're right. That is it. And just be like, look, I'm sorry. I'm not there. And I get it.
I'm done. We have kids.
Yeah.
We're good.
We have 2 beautiful kids. We're having a disagreement. Okay, yeah. So
the youngest is 9 months. Dude, that's a lot of work.
It is.
You're going to be in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
Appreciate the kids that you have and tell her, look, that's it. 2 is plenty.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I mean, for me, even my youngest is now 14 and the other ones are older. But, for me, wanting to do anything, it's still a to-do. I can't just pick up and take off somewhere because, if we do it, it's like, okay, like this Chicago trip is like a freaking nightmare because it's like, okay, I'm going up for business and they take care of that part of it. But Queen's coming. I got 2 other kids that might be coming. And so now you're trying to budget on, all right, how many plane tickets now am I buying? And then we're going to games. So how many more baseball tickets am I buying?
Open your wallet, Daddy Warbucks.
Well, and that's just it.
I just traveled this weekend. And even trying to just do it the right way, you spend a fuck ton of money when you're out doing shit.
Yeah, just not even anything. It just adds up so fast that even a simple, easy little trip to a very cheap, affordable town can turn pretty expensive.
It can.
And fast, yeah. So, look, I mean, and, I'm 14 years since my kid was around, and you'll always be budgeting for a very long time anything that you want to do, and it really will put restrictions on what you can do.
Yeah, I don't know how my dad did not choke slam me straight to hell growing up. Just to your point, you, as kids, you don't think about that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Your parents are,
right.
They're supposed to provide. My dad was busting his fucking taint my entire childhood, just working, fucking getting that money for the family.
Yeah.
And then, you forget the extra shit. Oh, Dad, can I get that Atlanta Braves jacket that costs $70? Sure, Jay. But, those little things fucking take hits on your parents.
Well, my wife, she grew up in some good friends that they had from Joliet. Every year, their whole tradition is they would take the kids to Disney. And they would go all out for like 2 full weeks.
Whoa.
Kids grew up. Kids started having their own families. They decided still they wanted their families to travel together to keep them all close, and so they still pay for it. They dropped like 20 to 40 grand on this Disney trip, and my wife's like, I want to do that. And I'm like, oh, fuck, man. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, no.
You married the wrong man.
Yeah. When they got kids, they need to be paying their own damn way to Disney.
No shit.
And that's always kind of like in the back of my head. It's giving me a lot of anxiety thinking about that. The only good news is I heard this year there's a bunch of infighting and drama now because one of their wives is causing some problems. And so I'm hoping this will show my wife that just because you pay for everybody's damn family to come to Disney, it doesn't mean you're going to have a close family. So I think they're all kind of falling apart. So I don't want to root for their families to fall apart.
Yeah, you do.
But I'm kind of
You're rooting for turmoil and fighting.
Well, I'm kind of rooting for her to see that this trip to Disney is a bad idea and it's bad for family unity. I love the kids and all that.
We're rooting for a fight.
Yeah. Yeah, but at a certain point, so the Queen comes from that mentality of, all right, even though the kids, because I thought 18, like I'm not paying for anything ever again.
How's that working out for you?
It's not working out at all. It's not at all working out.
You have 2 kids in their mid-20s. How's it working out?
It's not working out at all. Yeah. So, yeah, trust me, it gives me a lot of anxiety. It's cutting down on all the things Daddy wants to do. I thought Daddy was going to be in the free and clear.
Daddy's never ritiring.
Daddy's never retiring.
Daddy's
yeah.
always looking for those free events.
Yeah, I really am. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're stuck.
Daddy cries in the shower.
Daddy, yeah, does.
What if that is what Kevin? He just goes in the shower and cries.
You can't see the tears in the shower, Jay
That's what I'm
Bird.
saying. He hides it so well that he gets out like nothing's wrong.
Yeah,
And goes back to work.
that's it. All right, y'all. Well, have a great Monday. Send us the emails, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. We'll see y'all later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.